I just realized my entire mic was actually muted here. So I'm going to actually end the stream and start it again. Hey everyone, I just wanted to bring this update to you because now it is with sound, like it should have been in the first place. Um, uh, I think I found a church that is actually going to accept me for me and who I am. It's called The Crossing. It's here in the city that I live in, and let me tell you, like I felt at home at the last church I went to. Um, but they just couldn't accept my autism for what it was. They were unwilling to see it as a disability because it wasn't a visual disability. Plus, it also wasn't in the Bible, so how could they believe it, anyways? It's one of those things. Is they just like every other church I've been to, they really wouldn't fully accept the autism for what it really was, and that's all well and good. I'm not disregarding that. I mean, they have their own ways of doing things, and that is fine by me. I just, it is what it is. But honestly, they're only hurting themselves, honestly. Just like every other church is hurting themselves. Truth to be honest with you, it's just going to be simple facts here and nothing but the truth. Like it's always been. I felt more comfortable at the crossing than I ever did at the last church. Yes, I almost said it, but I'm trying to strike their name from this for good reason. I don't want anything to do with them. I don't want to be in association with them. The person that I reached out a genuine hand of friendship, well, they don't even know this, but they can consider that hand of friendship revoked. And if they even dare contact me, I will instantly block them even further and tell them never to contact me. So just keep that in mind if that person is watching this. Again, I want nothing to do with that church at all. At all. It is what it is. Because they weren't going to accept the autism for what it truly was. And that's fine. At the crossing, though, it was a wonderful experience today. Here it is, March 24th, 2024, and I attended my first church service. This was literally something that was thrown together the start of Tuesday this last week. That means less than a week. Not only did I have it all set up, but I also got into the church this weekend, today. And oh my gosh, free coffee, free donuts, free bagels. Not just for people with disabilities, but everyone. I mean, it is amazing. The atmosphere is so much more. Wow! Trust me, it is a huge church. It is a massive, massive, huge church. Way bigger than anything I've ever attended. but it felt more like home. And oh my gosh, the tech department. Like, I set up in the bleachers behind the tech department, and they could have, for the tech equipment that I saw there, they could have easily spent $500,000 on that tech equipment based on what I was seeing. And that's not including the lights hanging on the ceilings, the 3 cameras with 3 people operating them, and then also just the amount of technology in there. It's just like, it had to have been well up to almost $1 million worth of technology in that place. It just blew my mind. The not only the amount of technology, but the snappiness of things, the ability to get things done so quickly and efficiently. It was an autistic dream, honestly, because we strive on being efficient and getting things done quickly. And it's just like, that was just amazing to see. And then I go to the Agape group right after church service, and oh my gosh, the Agape group is for autistic, or not just autistic people, but disability people as well as non-disability people. Just the amount of disabilities I saw in that one room alone, just the sheer amount of disabilities. I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, at least 8 people with 8 different disabilities of various different types. That is a lot. And they were all in the same group, in the same class. It was just like, it was so wonderful to see. It really, really, really was. I felt more comfortable there than I have ever felt anywhere else. The sheer atmosphere was so much better than anything else. Don't get me wrong, the atmosphere in my last church was great and all, but just without true acceptance, it really wasn't the case. Where they failed to have more faith and give benefit of the doubt, they believed more on the, actions speak louder than words. Whereas the Crossing, they have the exact opposite. I mean, they refuse to accept actions speak louder than words. Why? I don't know yet. But that is clearly the whole idea and premise. And oh my gosh, it was just amazing to see that the actions do not speak louder than words, which is what I've been saying this entire time. Because there's no way a church can have 8 different disabilities and not have that mindset. It was wonderful. But see, that's the Crossing. They deal with all these different types of disabilities. And the best part is, I got a ride to church. I got a ride to church, and it was through a system that they pay for. I didn't even have to ask anybody to take me or anything. My point of contact was the leader of the Agape group, Carrie. She literally put me on the list for the guy who runs a taxi in town to pick me up and bring me back home, courtesy of the church's cost. It's like, it's just like the efficiency, the quickness, the sheer amount of planning that happened so efficiently is just, I can't even describe it. It was wonderful. It really, really was. But you know what? That's the thing. My old ex-friends, yes, I'm using ex-friends because they are no longer my friends, and the person that I wanted to be a friend with, but clearly I'm revoking that friendship permanently, as well as never going back to that church, as well as never talking to those people ever again. You're not going to be of value to me if you're not going to help me grow, not only as a person, but also as an autistic person. And the Crossing does both. Whereas my last church focused on personal growth, but not growing as an autistic person. They took it more personal than disability side. And so that's all well and good. But the crossing did both. Like, this was amazing, folks. This was absolutely amazing. And the best part is right now there is 5 positions left to fill for the production team. And I am going to see if I can get in on that. I mean, honestly, it's going to be amazing. Oh my gosh, the amount of technology in there is just, oh wow. And just the what they do with all that technology is just absolutely amazing. It really is. Like, I'm a technology geek, and I just geeked out at all that technology. I really geeked out. My ex-friend Daniel, if he saw all that technology, he would have probably geeked out. Just because he's a technology person, but I think he would have geeked out in seeing all that. Like, that was next level production. Just saying. Like, we're talking about like movie style, like Hollywood movie style production here. It was just amazing. It really was. But anyways, yeah, that is my update on the church. It is my final update on the church updates. But I wanted to bring this to you and tell you guys this because it truly was absolutely sheer amazing. It really was truly sheer amazing. I will never go back to my previous church or any other church ever again. Just the amount of sheerness is amazing. Now, I will say this, though. Even though that person gets a revokedness in friendship, because, and whatnot, if they were to, and this doesn't just apply to them, but if anybody was to go to the crossing and become a member of the crossing, or at least instead of going to the other church, but go to the crossing instead, I will be more than happy to reinstate that friendship. Until then, I want nothing to do with you. I want nothing to do with that church or any church previous before. It is just the way it is because you weren't being of value to me, and you guys probably think I'm going nuclear or on I have my morals are questioned or whatever that crap you want to spin it as a negative solution. I don't really care. I don't need your negativeness. I just don't need your negativeness. I've heard more negative in the last 2 years than I have had in 30 years. I mean, that's saying something. That is saying something right there. And I don't need it. I don't need your negativeness. I don't need you to spin everything I say and do into a negative, sinful, romanticized crap when I'm just genuinely nice, kind-hearted, and genuine. Truthful and honest to who I am. Always have been, always will be, whether my ex-friends, my current friends, or my family even sees that. They want to believe whatever the crap they want to. I knew going to church with my family was going to be a bad idea. But anyways, because I loved my family. I still love my family, but I'm going to the crossing. And besides, who doesn't like free coffee, donuts, and bagels? Just saying. With that being said, ciao.